He dreams of a better future. This phone is cheaper than that. If I were a writer, I would write best-selling novels. The smell of brewing coffee woke him up. They will travel to Asia for their holidays. He planted flowers in the garden. They cleaned their house before the guests arrived. They rarely go to the theater. She practices her dance routine. He was saving up to buy a new bike. He was supposed to visit his friend in the hospital. The food was prepared by the chef. I took a photography workshop to improve my composition skills. I met a famous writer at the signing day. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. The team coached by his manager won the match. He couldn't open the lid of the jar. They are working on the project together. He hopes to win the lottery one day. The company is developing new products. It may be late due to traffic. The flowers look beautiful. I will study abroad next semester. He wants to try skydiving. She bought a new dress for the party. I did not have enough time to study and as a result I did not pass the exam. I wish they knew about the party. In the evening I will visit my friends. She's going to make a cake for her birthday. The cat is sleeping on the sofa. I found an article explaining how to start your own business. The cat likes to sleep in the sun. His performance was worse than last year. Are you ready to start the game? The window was closed by John. I wish they knew about the party. They appreciate your help and support. They are learning to swim. They are working on the project together. The team worked hard all season and was ready for the championship game. He has written many articles for the newspaper. My brother is more athletic than me. Waiter serving customers. I wish I hadn't lost your phone. I've already booked a hotel room. If you had told me earlier, I would have prepared dinner. You should have asked for help when you needed it. I need to finish writing this report. They're going camping next month. The report was reviewed by the inspector. The car was produced in Japan. If only I had listened to my parents' advice, I wouldn't be in this mess. He will have completed his research next week. I've already eaten dinner. The movie starts at dawn. I visited my grandfather last weekend. Despite the noise, she managed to concentrate on her studies. I wish I had a bigger kitchen so I could try cooking. He easily understands the concept. We should have booked the hotel in advance. They go to the movies from time to time. She hopes to travel the world one day. The painting depicts a beautiful landscape. Have you ever been to a concert? They held a picnic to celebrate their anniversary. They need urgent help. They should wear protective gloves when working with chemicals. They will have won the championship by the end of the season. I wish I had remembered to bring my umbrella. My father told me, you have to save money for the future. We had reserved a table in the restaurant when they called. After the performance, they paid a moment of silence. She will be getting ready for her dance performance. The company had been in financial difficulties for months before declaring bankruptcy. You should have learned from your mistakes. They met the actors after the show. We met at night. They came in the morning. They bought new clothes yesterday. The river flows calmly. We are going on vacation next week. She baked a delicious pie for dessert. He always wears a watch. Did you check your messages? I must apologize for my mistake. They were discussing the issue at the meeting. You should have checked the weather before going out. He had his phone repaired at the repair center. They came in the afternoon. He decided to stop eating junk food. Had they finished decorating the house before the guests arrived? She had been working as a nurse for years when she decided to change her career. He studied hard to get into a prestigious university. They celebrated their anniversary yesterday. She wishes to have more artistic talent. The rain, which had been pouring incessantly for days, finally stopped. My sister is older than me. Although it is a small apartment, it has everything I need. It often rains in this city. If he had apologized, he would have forgiven her. The river flows fast. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. He couldn't find his way back home. The house decorated for Christmas looked festive and colorful. He can join us for dinner later. He practiced playing the piano to improve his skills. After the exam, we celebrated with ice cream. He finished his work early. The report was submitted on time. We have to start studying for the exam. Musicians will perform at a music festival. I learned to play the guitar to join a band. I've never been to Australia. We should always help those in need, even when it is inconvenient. The decision was announced by the CEO. He's studying for the history test. The new restaurant is more crowded than before. They will have packed their bags by tomorrow morning. Next year, he will have earned his master's degree. They've already watched the new episode. He had to follow his instincts. He doubts the accuracy of the report. I have to call my friend and invite him to the party. Music sounds relaxing. Students were talking and laughing in the cafeteria. They rely on public transport. He rehearsed to deliver his speech with confidence. Despite being nervous, he gave a great performance. The building was destroyed in the earthquake. They often go to the gym to exercise. We have been organizing the event for months. We will go on a long journey in the summer. We were hiking in the mountains and enjoying the scenery. I would climb Mount Everest if I could. They like to try new cuisines. Can you please help me with this math problem? Asked. Sometimes you go to parties. The cat looks sleepy. The store closes at 8 p.m. I wish I had taken a break for a year, so I could explore different cultures. They have known each other since childhood. She irons her clothes. We'll have finished our meal by the time they get to the party. The water freezes in winter. I was teaching English to foreign students. The concert lasted 2 hours. I wish I didn't have to deal with traffic every day. We used to swim in the lake when we were kids. The book written by Mark Twain is a classic. He had finished his work by the time his boss arrived. He is running in the race. Although he was tired, he attended the meeting. Was she studying for a test before she got distracted by a phone call? Music sounds relaxing. Have you finished your book? He is practicing the piano. He saved money to buy a new car. The box contains valuables. He will retire when he turns 70. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. I like to read before bed. I am planning to buy a new car. Where did you meet with your best friend? They asked. We're going to celebrate Halloween with a costume party. They will attend a business conference next month. We're having a barbecue in the backyard. He was taking a shower when the phone rang. Does he like swimming? His handwriting is smoother than mine. She sang a song at the talent show. Was he working on his novel before he had trouble writing? The team will compete in the championship next week. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. He took a photography workshop to hone his skills. They sing a song. Where did you put my keys? Asked. Does he have a cat? We should have listened to the weather forecast. We hope to have a successful business venture. He wishes he could talk to his deceased loved ones. I have to clean the house before the guests arrive. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. They better not miss the train. We went to a concert to support a local band. They are looking forward to the weekend. He was playing the piano in the concert hall. The baby cried all night, so the parents were tired in the morning. I need to finish writing this report. After the concert, they met the band backstage. They are playing football. The project was completed ahead of schedule. They often go to the gym to exercise. His house is tidier than mine. He's training for the marathon race. They had their cars washed at the car wash. He couldn't find his car keys. He submitted an article to a fashion magazine. By the end of the day, they will have fixed the problem. We must obey the traffic rules while driving. He will study English abroad. The team is studying for the basketball game. The meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. Have you ever been to Paris before last year? We cleaned the house after the party. By the end of the summer I will have learned to swim. Can I borrow your laptop for a minute? He should have bought the blue shirt instead. I read an interesting article about the benefits of mindfulness. He was saving up to buy a new bike. The baby giggles. The rain, which had been pouring heavily for hours, finally stopped. He couldn't find his umbrella on a rainy day. I saw a rainbow after the storm. He usually wears a suit at weddings. They should have cleaned their rooms before leaving. I have an appointment on Wednesday morning. The baby took his first steps. She irons her clothes. Was he honing his guitar skills before the band invited him to join? They have already watched the movie. It's getting hot outside. The concert was liked by everyone. He usually takes a nap after lunch. He was born on a cold winter day. I wish I had learned a second language at school. Although it is a small apartment, it has everything I need. I don't eat meat. They enjoy playing board games. The movie will have already started when we arrive. Before using the device, you should read the instructions. The book is longer than I expected. The baby cried all night. What did you do last weekend? They asked. I often volunteer at a local charity. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. He likes to play the guitar to relax. I will start my own business in the near future. They often go to the gym to exercise. The concert is in 2 weeks. The computer upgraded by the technician now runs faster. We are excited to start our new business. We have a party on Friday night. I've been playing the piano for hours, so I was able to perform the piece perfectly. You should water the plants every day. They will have packed their bags by tomorrow morning. They play tennis every weekend. You should have read the book before watching the movie. They should have chosen a different restaurant. They want to travel to Europe next summer. Have you ever been to a Broadway show before last night? Musicians will perform at a music festival. They are of different ethnic origins. He should have taken better care of his health. He fixed the broken bike. He never forgets his anniversary. Next year, he will have visited all the major cities of Europe. He was playing tennis on the local court. The museum is open from Tuesday to Sunday. Does he do any sports? We had been planning the trip for a long time. He's practicing his basketball skills. Despite the rain, they had a pleasant time at the open-air concert. Workers were building a new house in the neighborhood. She will have finished writing her novel next week. We are hiking in the mountains. I want to learn to play chess. Despite the criticism, she was confident in her abilities. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. You should avoid eating too much junk food, the doctor said. We are going to a concert tonight. They prefer to go for a walk rather than go shopping. He will retire when he turns 65. They never go to bed early. He was on his way to work when his tire punctured. He wishes to turn his hobby into a profitable business. I wish we had seen the movie in theaters. He played basketball with his friends. I'm thinking of taking a photography trip. He did not practice driving, so he did not pass the test. He will study medicine at university. He usually takes a nap after lunch. The museum opens at 9 a.m. The students studied hard for the exam and were relieved when they got good grades. The problem was caused by a misunderstanding. The team will work hard for the next match. He's drawing a picture. He forgot his passport before the trip. If I were president, I would do the training free for everyone. I wish he could finish the project on time. He wrote a letter to his friend. If they invite me, I'll join the party. We visited the museum yesterday. They usually have dinner together. The team will play tomorrow. We cleaned the house all day. They asked, "Where are you going on vacation?" He finished his work early. The cat was chasing mice in the house. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. The book is longer than I expected. They will arrive early for the meeting. You should read more books to improve your vocabulary, said the professor. After finishing the marathon, he collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. Friends since childhood. He is studying for the geography exam. They had to get to the party on time. The store is closed during the holiday. Our team won the match. If he had taken the bus, he would have arrived sooner. They came in the morning. They play tennis twice a week. He watched that show many times. They celebrated their victory by winning the match. See you at the party after dinner. I am writing the research paper. We cleaned the house all day. He needs to buy his friend a birthday present. I bought new running shoes to participate in a marathon. You should exercise regularly for your health. He studied Spanish for 2 hours yesterday. I wish we had moved to a bigger house. They had their cars washed at the car wash. He usually takes a taxi to go to work. The baby was crawling on the floor and exploring. The clock is ticking slowly. They were not prepared for the meeting and felt unprepared as a result. They had their cars done in detail at the car wash. Despite criticism, he remained true to his principles. We were talking on the phone when the accident happened. The journal features articles on personal finance and investment. Although he was tired, he didn't want to miss the party. He should have taken better care of his health. The box contains various items. Although the results were not as we expected, we learned valuable lessons. They often take coffee breaks at work. They studied abroad for a while. She is practicing her singing skills. Despite the distance, they maintained a strong friendship. He didn't exercise regularly and his fitness level dropped as a result. He saved money to buy a new car. Students will take their final exams next month. He wrote an article on the advantages of learning a second language. Despite the difficulties, they managed to overcome it together. He wishes to go back in time and apologize to someone he hurt. The meeting starts at 9 a.m. If I were a bird, I would fly around the world. Students study in the library. The car was parked in front of the house. Have you ever seen a kangaroo? The computer is working perfectly. You should wear sunscreen on the beach. The baby in her arms was her newborn niece. He had finished his homework before the deadline. They have been studying abroad for a semester. He forgot to bring his lunch. I don't like coffee, he said. He did not invest wisely, so he lost a lot of money. While the job is challenging, it offers great opportunities for growth. We participated in a language exchange program to practice speaking English. The company should have offered a higher salary. Have you ever had sushi before going to Japan? We doubt his intentions. We were looking for a solution to the problem. Children are playing with toys. He had been playing the violin for hours, so he could play the difficult piece perfectly. Despite her fear, she faced her fears and went skydiving. I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. The store will open at 9 a.m. He needed to buy food on the way home. We were watching a movie in the cinema. I have to call the doctor to set up an appointment. Despite being a small car, the interior is surprisingly spacious. I didn't have breakfast this morning, she said. We are going to a concert tonight. I had been working at the computer for hours when it suddenly crashed and I lost all my progress. He always finishes his work on time. Although the hike is challenging, the view from the top is breathtaking. Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? He tried to play the violin every day and as a result became a talented violinist. Children are playing with their toys. He is writing a letter to his friend. We were waiting in the ticket queue when they announced that the tickets for the show were sold out. I wish I could watch the performance of my favorite band live. Had he accepted the job, he would have made more money. The dog wags its tail. Coffee spills on the floor. Flowers were planted in the garden. If they had read the book, they would have known the ending. Feeling cold, he put on a warm jacket. They will go on vacation in the morning. They went on a journey to explore different cities. They had known each other for a long time before they got married. If you had told me earlier, I would have prepared dinner. She will have finished writing her novel next week. The problem was caused by the lack of communication. We went to a concert to support a local band. Blue sky is brighter than gray clouds. I missed the bus and was late for the meeting as a result. They argued over the little things, so they decided to seek couples therapy.